Check it out, guys. The front shock absorbers with the lowering springs are all done, just a matter of fitting them in. And today I'm going to start off with the rear ones. So once we get the rears done, then I'll put these on the front to complete the car, so we can go ahead and move forward. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to attempt to do the rear springs on the rear lowering springs on the GTi. I already done the front ones, they're just waiting to be installed. So I thought I'd do this first and then kind of go from there. At the moment you can see I took the wheel off and I jacked the lower arm up, so it's just a matter of basically undoing this nut and bolt and taking that off, lowering the lower arm, taking the spring off, putting the new one in there, jacking it back up, and should be good in reality anyway. It shouldn't take more than about 10-20 minutes, but you never know, so let's get at it. Alright guys, so a little bit of a struggle, but I managed to get the bolt and the nut out. It's an 18. I managed to get away with doing so. A little bit tricky, but nothing crazy, all good. Now as you can see, the spring is literally just about to fall off, so let me move a bit closer to you. You guys can see it, and it should just be a matter of push down and come out. But we'll see. See it in there, little good. Yep, seized in there, very good. Let me just get this off camera and then I'll show you what it looks like. It is. There's a little plastic thing that goes in the middle here, which I'll show you in a minute once I can take it out. But that's the spring. It's in good condition. It's almost actually perfect, just a bit dirty, but it's a must change if you want to lower a car a little bit. So let's get into fitting the new one. What that little plastic thing looks like, it's just sitting in the lower arm, and I believe this is the lower part of the spring. It sits just like that and somehow pushes it in, or I think we have to take off the rubber first, put it in, then put it on top of the rubber, something like that, but I'll sort that out, I'll figure that out in a minute. But it is broken. Now I don't know if it broke while I was taking it out or if it was broken generally, but there you go. As you can see, we have the new one here. Putting into comparison, and it is a little bit shorter, but it's also a lot more compact in the top compared to the bottom. But yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I know some of you guys probably thinking the car is a bit too low to the ground and should have had it a little bit higher, and I agree. Unfortunately, the jacks that I had, they were able to raise the car quite high. They were air jacks that my mate came and did it for me, but when we put the axle stand, you probably see the blue one in the background. When we lowered it onto the rear subframe, this is as much as we could get it up, but it's more than enough anyway, so it should be okay. But let's continue with this and let's get it done with. And just like that, the rear spring is in. I've also went ahead and loosened the T30 here, so I can take this disc off and take the backing plate off as well. I'm going to go ahead and remove the caliper. I'm also going to not tie up the bolt on the bottom here that holds the lower arm, because I haven't got a proper 18 and a gun to do so. So I would like to go and get that properly. I didn't put this plastic bit back in there, this one here. Reason being is because it's broken. You can see it ain't gonna hold anything anyway, but it's all perfectly located, so it's all beautiful. Yeah, it took me maybe 20 minutes at best. I'm gonna say it's fairly easy, not particularly hard. If it was on the ramp, it would have been 10 minutes each, but beggars can't be choosers. Anyways, let's move on to the next side. Alright, so I'm just back from helping my mate. I'm going to quickly go ahead and tighten up the bolt and the nut for the bottom lower arm, so the spring is in place, and then I'm going to go ahead and address this, and then once I do that, then go on the other side, and jobs are good, and basically after that. Well, there we go, guys. Got the backing plate off in 2 pieces nearly, using one of these. Because a long time now with any ease on these GTIs, this disc normally should come off without having to remove the carrier here, but it didn't. So I just kind of moved it out of the way a little bit and cut it off. Yeah, and then I just went ahead and tightened the bolt up with the big ass ratchet, and then I wedged the nut on the other end with the 18mm spanner on the floor, and that did the trick. So this side is done. Let's move on to the other side. Right, moving on to the other side. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and put some WD-40 on the nut and the bolt and go for it. So yeah, and take the spring out, put the new spring in. Hopefully job's good. Let's see. As you probably can tell, spring is out, or it's going to be out anyway. Hopefully this side should be a little bit easier. I say I hope so, it probably won't be, but yeah, let's get at it. As you can tell, the spring is out, and luckily this time the other end stayed in there like it should have, but on the other side it didn't, but in this side it did, so that's good. One less thing to worry about. I'll go ahead and clean that up, put the spring put this rubber onto the new spring, put the spring away, bolt it all back up, and jobs are good. And also I just thought I'd show you this side, the backing plate is okay. So it was just on the other side it had a problem, but anyway, let's continue. As you can see, the spring is in, it's nicely located in its own grooves. I'm just going to go ahead and jack up the wheel, and then I'm going to go ahead and, sorry, not the wheel, the lower arm. Go ahead, put the bolt in, put the nut on, jobs are good. Let's do this. As you can see, it's all done, all bolted up. I've gunned the bolt down, I tied the bolt up with the gun, then I went ahead with a big ratchet. I had a spanner on the other end, so that's nice and tight. All beautiful, spot on. Just a matter of putting the wheel back on, and we go from there. There you go, guys, all done. Wheel bolts, everything are tight. Not fully tight because the car is not on the ground yet. But that is done, all around, nicely. These are the remains of the suspension components and backing plate and plastics. All sorted, all done. Cool, as you may be able to tell, I've taken the front springs and shocks and everything out to see if I can attempt to fit them by myself. They are very, very heavy, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just attempting. If it doesn't work, I'll do it later on. But I thought it was worth having a go. Reason being is if you don't try, you don't know. So I used to do this so often at one point back in the days in the garage, is that for the 3 nuts right here, I made these little guides, almost like same thread pitch and diameter as the bolt, but longer, so as you put it in, it sort of guides it in, similar to how I made these for the front slam panel. You just wind them in and it's like a guide, it just sort of slides on. Very good bit of kit I made. So I made that for them, but during when we were moving the garages, I've lost them, can't find them. So I'm gonna try and do it freehand, see if it works. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, we'll just have to try another day. Look at that, I managed to get it in. It was heavy as hell. It was very, very heavy, but I managed to get it in. What I did is I took the 3 nuts off the ball joint, put the ball joint in the lower arm, and then basically jack the lower arm up, position them up, bolt them down, as you can probably see right here. Hands, start with the hands, by fingers, putting them in, then screw them down, and that's it. Jobs are good. And that was tough. That was tough. Heavy is the reason why that was tough, nothing else. But it's done, man. We got it done. If you have a look, that side is also done as well, all done. Did the same method, it worked beautifully. Bolts, everything are on, just missing one bolt, but I'll find that. Yeah, very good method. Lower the lower arm as much as possible, put the ball end on it, ball joint end on it, push it down, maneuver it, push it up with the jack, be good to go. So all done, all beautifully done. Awesome. I'm just going to go ahead and clean these sliding pins, these ones for the brakes, and then tie the brakes up, gun up the lower arm for the time being anyway, and go from there. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm a little bit dirty, but it's all done. the front shocks and everything are on, the rear springs are done, the front springs are done. I've tightened up everything, put the brake calipers on everything. Now I'm just waiting for the cylinder head to come in today, and I'm waiting for bushes for the lower arms to see if they are going to be any good or not. And yeah, but major work done. Now it's just yeah, I need a few small bits and pieces, and the major thing to do is the engine work. I'm also gonna, whilst I have the engine off, I'm also gonna degrease the subframe right here as well. Let me see if I can show it to you. So that subframe is filthy, so it's just dirt and mixed with other rubbish. So I'm gonna put water on it, put the engine degreaser on it, and clean it all out. But yeah, it was a nice sunny day today. Luckily, the springs on the back didn't take that long. Neither did the front, to be honest. It was just heavy to put the front shock absorber and everything on. But it's done. They're all sorted. So thank you for tuning in. And wait for the figures to come in. That's it. Yeah. Only a few bits left to go. I want to take this down so badly, but I'm not sure. Yeah, all done. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next part.